You should look into this stuff. Did you know that glass is a liquid? I had that all explained to me, and I still don't quite get it, but people who make glass are comfortable with that idea, so I guess, fortunately, this liquid at room temperature is frozen or something. Glass is made from very normal-looking things like sand and limestone and something called dolomite, and sometimes broken glass. Basically, you just mix it all together and melt it, and you get glass. They used to just pour it out on a flat surface to make windows, but now they use great big vats of molten tin, and as long as you don't jiggle them, it has to be perfectly flat. Then they float the molten glass up on top and let it cool. That's why you hear the term float glass. Float glass is the nice, perfect, straight, flat kind that we're used to now. My house is old enough to have the older kind, sheet glass. It's the stuff with so many ripples when you look through it that everything outside looks kind of weird. Glass can have other additives too, sometimes just for tinting, or sometimes they put metal in there for conductivity. But the real difference in glass is what they do to it after they make it. Your car windshield says tempered safety glass. Well, for one thing, that's 2 layers of glass with a layer of plastic in between to prevent flying glass when it breaks. For another thing, that shape is molded from flat pieces. The tempering refers to how they harden it. After they've got it made, they repeatedly heat and cool it in exactly controlled situations to set up certain crystalline patterns in there. That lets your car windshield be hard but not brittle. Ordinary hardware store glass is tempered specially to make it easy to cut. The message here is that all glass isn't the same, and you can't simply replace the window in your toaster oven with an ordinary pane of window glass. Visiting that glass place and seeing what kind of glass cutters they use too was very interesting. They use the ordinary run-of-the-mill kind. Reminds me of watching a welding expert once doing an absolutely gorgeous job, and there was a high school welding expert next to me, and he said, "Say, are you using an 85C rod or are you using a 95B nichrome rod?" Irwin looked up at him holding his welding rod and said, "Son, this is a coat hanger." See, sometimes it's not the tool, it's the technique. Glass cutters don't cut glass. They set up a sort of an earthquake fault line. Then you have to break it right away because that pesky liquid glass will heal itself. How'd I do that? Well, secrets include holding the cutter at a right angle exactly this way. The other secret is this doesn't work at all without some oil on the wheel. It has to roll completely perfectly. More secrets include using an even, steady pressure, and only enough pressure to actually make the score line. And you can't go over the same line twice. See? Just like they do on TV.